Welcome to Mic Drop Mindset. My name is Jen, and I'm here with Sebastian in the studio today. Here, we're going to talk about speaker coaching. So, usually I record solo episodes, and today is a little bit different because I'm bringing a guest in the studio, and we're going to coach on a speaking business topic. This is completely live, off the cuff coaching, and this is a small taste of what you might experience if you were to work one to one with me. Welcome to the studio.
Thanks for having me, Jen.
Awesome. So, tell me, what would be helpful for you to coach around today?
So I've been thinking a lot about my business model and the different kind of offers that I have. For everyone else that's never met me before, so I help experts and thought leaders create systems to turn their online attention into sales using email. So my main offer has been a complete done for you marketing service where I create lead magnets for people, specifically educational email courses. So that's the complete setup: landing pages, copy, strategy, topic, writing the course, all the ghostwriting that goes into it, setting up all the automations, everything done for somebody. But that that's a premium service, and not everybody is at the level that they want to invest in that or even has the finances to invest in that right now. And the more I talk to with people, they're like, I want to learn more, but I don't have any other offers. And for me, I've also been a professional speaker since 2021. I love speaking. I love educating, especially entrepreneurs and small business owners. And so I've been using uh, conferences and webinars to find qualified leads. And when I say qualified lead, I'm meaning somebody who either now or likely in the future will be able to work with me and have the resources to work with me. But I want to be able to help people in a way that's not just me doing the marketing for them. And so I've been thinking about what other things can I offer and still have a sustainable business for me. So right now I have some time this summer to take on this project of what is the next offer that is less expensive and a better entry point for people. So I've considered, do I have a low ticket thing where it's an online course where like on Thinkific or Teachable and it's say like 47.97 at at most probably 297 for an online course that people can go through and that doesn't have a group coaching component or anything, or like a mid-level offer where it could be a group coaching where I take people and help them create their lead magnet, or a little bit more than that is like a full in-person day experience, or it could be a full online experience for one full day where I help people create their lead magnet themselves. As you can see, I have a lot going on in my mind here. But what it comes down to is, what else should I add to my business and business model that's not only going to help me have a sustainable business, but also help the people that I want to help?
Wow, we're hitting the hard
Yeah.
questions
Yeah.
today. What to offer in the business model? So let's backtrack a little bit.
hmm
When you offer a talk, first of all, what is your talk and who do you usually deliver it for? Because I'm guessing this is an offer off of your talk, correct?
Yeah. So my talk, I'm actually in the midst of revamping a bit. So my main keynote is introducing people to my AttractCycle framework. And so it's very high level where I teach them my signature framework for email marketing. So it's very niche into email marketing. And then I have a workshop that can be a companion program or a standalone called the Lead Magnet Lab. That's similar, more condensed version of that possible full day workshop I was just telling you about.
Okay, so you have this framework that you're sharing within your
Mhm.
talk, and you usually deliver this talk virtually in person. And who's the audience?
Yeah, lately it's been virtually, which
Virtually.
I honestly like in person a bit more. I like the energy of the room. Um, and the audience has been small business owners and entrepreneurs. Most recently, like Score Twin Cities, I've done a few webinars for them.
I love SCORE.
Yeah,
I love
yeah.
me a good SCORE workshop. I do
Yep.
so many of them, but so what I've been observing from SCORE, and let me know if you have a different experience, is they tend to be early in their business. They tend to be not
Exactly.
quite sure what they're going to be doing. They might be
Mhm.
shopping around for a lot of different services because they're
Yep.
not quite sure what to prioritize quite yet. Has that been your experience as well?
Exactly.
Okay,
Mhm.
so I think what the question is behind the question, and let me know if I'm wrong here. The question is, what can I offer that people will both buy and that
Mhm.
will also give you lift for your business? Am I missing
Yes.
anything there?
No, no, you got it.
Okay, okay. So as you think that through, like what can you offer right now that people will buy? What have people bought before?
Yeah, so one of my new offers has been a way that so before I used to do these free strategy sessions for folks. What I found is it was bringing in people that weren't ready to buy the done for you marketing services. And so it was a free strategy session. So now what I've been doing is creating free strategy plans for folks. And that's a way that they still have to pay for it, but it is a lead into, hey, now here's a blueprint for you to work on. And if you don't want to implement it yourself and you rather hand it off, you can hire me to do that. And so that's been the new offer I've been working on. But again, I'm thinking maybe something that's more available to the masses, because even then I've had some case study clients, but the price of that is going to be a little bit more of an investment as well. So I don't know if something like under $100 would be better, or I know there's also like science with pricing strategy where if something I think it has to be under $800 and people think of it as more of like a impulse purchase.
Mm.
But the area, like I said, I believe it's between 800 and 1500. It's kind of like a no man's land where it's like it's not premium, but it's not cheap, so people don't buy. I'm thinking about this from a bunch of different angles, but to answer your question, I have the one lead in offer right now where I offer that strategy blueprint before offering them the done for you marketing services.
Okay, so you have a strategy blueprint currently. How
Mhm.
much does that cost?
So the cost of that right now is $497.
$497.
Mhm.
And have you had a pretty good success rate with getting people to say yes to that offer?
So that one's pretty new, but when I did my case study clients, I offered it for 97 and I got 5 people right away.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. So that might be an indicator, might be, we don't know,
Mhm.
an indicator that it's priced too low. So between 97 and 497.
I will say I just finished up my first year of my MBA full-time program, and so I haven't been as on top of it with my marketing on the 497.
Okay.
But I even think about my first year in business, I was hustling with doing outreach for better or worse.
It's
Because
always better.
some people like the cold outreach, some people don't. And I found what started to work for me. I mostly work with professional speakers and coaches, and it's a big relationship business. And so
Yes.
even for that one, it took like a year of talking to people, having virtual coffee chats and going to conferences to develop that trust. And now I'm a lot more known in that community. That trust is there, but now I'm running into who can afford my services.
Well, yeah, that's a big question. And a lot of us go through those levels, right? Where we start off a certain place and then we're like, "Oh, well, I need to earn more money than this based on what my business is doing." And then you're like, "Who are those new people that I need to attract?" Let's backtrack a little
Mhm.
bit because we're talking a lot about, tactics and mechanics and
Yeah.
programming and things like that. What do you need at a minimum to solve your clients' problems? Their biggest problem, not all their problems, their biggest problem with email marketing.
How do you mean? What do I need?
What is the best way you can solve their email marketing problems? I'm not talking about the format necessarily, but what do they need you to deliver if they're going to work with you in order to solve that biggest problem?
Hmm. What do I need from them? This might sound a little weird, but I feel like I need them to believe that email works.
Oh, okay.
A lot of the people that I work with or just have even talked to, social media, we get that dopamine hit right away. And so they can hire somebody that turns out social media posts. And so they can see immediate results from that. You can't always see that immediate results from email because that's more of a relationship and trust building game. And so, especially people that are within, I'd say, their first 5 years in business, they aren't investing in email when that would be one of the best times to invest in it because social media is rented space and the email is owned. And so, I'm even thinking about how do I let them know that and have them help believe that.
Mm,
So, like, selling has been, they don't teach, I have a business undergrad as well. They don't teach you how to sell.
nobody does.
No one
No,
teaches, it's just trial by fire.
it
And
really is.
it burns, but it's been a growth year in that regard, but I'm still learning in that of, like, how do I educate somebody, and how do I even capture their attention enough to do that education on that email piece to make them believe that email can work, and for them to understand what I'm talking about with email too, because I do organic email marketing, and
Mhm.
so I'm not talking helping people do cold outreach. That's a whole different ballgame, and yeah, so the belief in email, I think that's the biggest thing I need from people.
The belief.
Mhm.
Okay. So when you think about belief, and I love how you're able to identify this because not everyone is able to understand what was my client really struggling with before they can say yes. So I think this is important. How can you reach the people who already believe that email is important?
Mm.
Is it through speaking? Is it through email? Like, what do you think might be the vehicle for that?
That's a tough one. I'm thinking it's like when I talk about email, I say the main thing of email is staying top of mind
Mhm.
and all the times inviting people to work with you. But to even get to that point, you also need to stay top of mind
Mhm.
on social media and having your website be enticing enough for people to sign up for your lead magnet and even having SEO. And so I'm wondering, yeah, how do I reach the people that already know? The people that already know it's going to work for them are people that have already been doing a lot of their own self education on business and marketing and sales.
Okay.
And so, thinking out loud here, yeah, it could be the people who are already attending other people's webinars,
Yes.
other conferences, because that's showing that they're investing in their own business growth
Yes.
versus the people that are sitting behind a computer Googling for 10 hours a day. We've all been there. I've been there trying to figure out how to make my business work, and I've gone through programs and stuff like that. But because I have more premium services with the done for you marketing, there's that trust and relationship factor. So I lean toward, yeah, in-person events that
In-person
where
events.
people are
Okay.
paying to be there.
Good, that's a great piece. Okay, so we've solved one piece of that puzzle there. Another thing that stood out to me, if I can share an
Yeah,
observation.
yes, please.
My observation is you mentioned relationship is very important with
Yes.
speakers, also with email marketing, because you
Mhm.
don't know the results of your email marketing until maybe months later.
Yeah. Mhm.
And yet you have a one and done for you service. It's
Mhm.
not necessarily extended over a period of time.
Yeah.
Can you deliver what people need to see a return on investment in a done for you or a one and done?
That's where I use what case studies I do have and my own results. Um, the other thing I've thought about offering is like a 6-month refresh or something like that, where I come back in 6 months later. But the thing with my service too is I create the lead magnet for them and I teach them this is how you drive traffic to like the landing page and get people to sign up for your lead magnet, but they have to do that. And
Yes.
so part of it's on them. My main thing is I have one client that he created a paid community off of his email list and so was able to create another revenue stream. And so that's one of my big ones that I'm like, this is a possibility for folks. But since I'm in my second year in business, and so even there's still that chicken and egg thing of like
Right.
convincing people to be like, there is power in this, but I don't have all the case studies to show you right now. I have other people in this digital space, like mentors that I've learned from that have also showed me like this works and I know it's worked for them, but they aren't speakers and they aren't necessarily thought leaders. They're other entrepreneurs. So it could work in that way, but it's not as comparable for some of the clients that I work with. There, they can be like, it'll work for me. Well, and the other thing is too, when I work with speakers, I don't work with people who only do keynotes. They need to have another service or offer revenue
Right.
stream because keynote speaking, that's much more of a referral and getting in with the right people versus if they do consulting or coaching or have a book or have courses, that's where the email can really help expand their business and scale it.
That makes sense. I hear a few things here. I hear that when it comes, so we were talking about belief, like what would allow a customer to believe that email is the solution that they're looking for.
Yeah.
And then you kind of circled around to proof. Like I have case studies. I don't know if I have the right case studies. I don't know if the specific case studies. What is the connection between belief and proof for you?
I think whenever somebody invests, I say this when and this isn't a always case. So I have a background life coach certifications and stuff like that too. So I've trained in a lot of the positive psychology frameworks. So I'm like thinking about back when I was coaching and with my own like self work in that area. I've invested thousands in myself in
Mhm.
courses and certifications and in marketing and business, but not everyone is there. And so they need, I have more, I'd say, belief in that I can figure something out no matter what's in front of me, because I feel like even if I gain one extra nugget that I need, the investment was worth it, but not everyone feels that way. So I think some folks, they need more of that guarantee, but that's the issue with marketing too. Nothing's guaranteed because it's all an experiment with their business.
Are those the right folks for you?
Probably not.
Boom.
Yeah.
There it is right there.
Yeah, that's been, I think, my biggest. Well, so my whole first year in business, I think I kind of realized of I've been chasing after the wrong kinds of leads. The people who were in their first few years in business and weren't ready to make these kind of investments, and honestly, probably weren't ready because email can really scale your business, and they weren't ready to do that. But now my struggle is okay. So I know I need people that are probably like 3 years, maybe even 5 years plus
Yeah.
in their business. They're probably making at least over 100K a year in revenue. Where are they?
Well, there are services like Secretary of State that will tell you how much people, what business size they have. But no, seriously, where are those people? That's a good
Mhm.
question. And I think also some of the things you currently have in your business are addressing the previous problems. People who weren't aware, people who didn't believe yet that email was a solution for
Mm,
them. So as you think through, let's build the client
yep.
profile, if we
Mhm.
will, together.
Yeah.
So if you're looking at people who are 5 years in their business,
Mhm.
100K plus, whatever that looks like, what would encourage them to invest at a higher level? And I don't even know the price point of what that
Mhm.
is.
Mhm.
But what do they have less of at that level?
They have less time, but I think the bigger differentiator is they know what they should be focusing on, and they aren't focusing on things that are their weaknesses.
Right.
They know they aren't in a DIY stage anymore.
Mhm.
And I mean, that's what a lot of people when you hey, again, we all been there. You're scrappy, and so you're trying to do it all yourself. But how much time and energy are you wasting by doing that? And so the people that I think would be more ready to invest are the ones that are done playing that scrappy game and they're playing a more strategic game.
And what do they need? They don't need belief.
Okay.
What do they need to show that you are the right person to work with, other than the relationship? Because we know you're a relationship builder. You're going to
Yeah.
build that.
I think they need that proof.
And what would that proof look like?
Someone they know having worked with me and have heard good things and maybe seen the results.
How would they see the results?
Honestly, unless I did like a post interview with a past client and built an actual kind of case study thing, I think it would be word of mouth.
Word of mouth.
Hmm.
Okay. How can you establish word of mouth for a new offer? And that might be the $1,000,000 question.
Mm-hmm. So I've thought about that too, and I'm like, do I create a new? So my like I said, my main offer is creating educational email courses for folks as lead magnets for their business. Do I create an email course that is different that I wouldn't necessarily use in my own business, but it's a way to show proof. And so let's say, because my background in coaching, it might be something around, let's say something around mindset for, this is really random, dog walkers. I don't know. But the idea with the lead magnet is really specific. So let's say I create this lead magnet that might be mindset that a speaker could more readily relate to because maybe they speak on mindset, they speak on procrastination or something, so they can see how a topic more closely related to what they do is applicable to them. It wouldn't necessarily be proof in, hey, I generated $100,000 through email through this course. It would be more like, hey, I gained 5,000 email subscribers. Imagine what you could do with an email list like that.
Mhm.
So that was my other idea of if I do my own testing there. The other way I was thinking, you just offer a huge discount to folks.
Does a 100K plus business person need a discount or want a discount?
Honestly, I don't think they need it. No,
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 they
because
don't.
no, they want the premium pricing because if you're too cheap, they're like, what's wrong?
Right. Or they're like, "Oh, this is new," or "Oh, this is untested,"
Yeah, yeah.
or and it's not a money thing for them, it's a time
Hmm.
thing. They don't
Yeah.
wanna waste. So, another approach you could take to that
Hmm.
is someone who has an email course, has something established within their business, but they haven't touched it in a while. It's not producing any results for them. Maybe somebody else set it up for them and they don't know what it does. They don't know
Yeah.
how to manipulate it, how to do it, how to change it. that might be a person who's kind of frustrated because they're doing great at the things they're strong at, but they're completely clueless
Yeah.
about their email marketing.
They have
What
the
would
lead
that be like?
magnet. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, they have
So
the
they
lead
have
magnet.
some things in place. Would that be a good stage for you to enter that conversation?
Yes. I've done a little bit of that, but again, I think I didn't realize how much some of those people were still struggling in their business to the degree that they couldn't afford my premium services.
Ah,
So that combined maybe with using the relationships that I've have in the space now and finding out more about this potential client from other people to gauge could they potentially afford my services. I honestly, because I'm just busy with life and school and stuff, I haven't dove into that method as recently. But I did use that method for a little bit of like, and that's how I've had coffee chats with people
okay.
is being able to be like, hey, I see what you got going on here. It's great that you have something going. Here are some suggestions. Or are you open to suggestions? I've tried different methods of getting people's attention in that regard. But yeah, I'm wondering even there, how do I even add an additional filter to decide if somebody is a qualified lead?
I do want to go back to something you said earlier because I think it's core to what we're talking
Okay.
about here. You mentioned something like, can they afford this service or whether they would invest in this premium service with me? So I'd love to hear from you. What is a high ticket or premium service? What range are we talking about here?
Yeah. Yeah. Even when you say it back to me, I go back to my coaching days and it's like, you never know what somebody can or can't afford or is willing to come up with the money for. Anyway.
I'm glad you brought that up because that was where I was going with that. But I'd love to hear
But
from
yeah,
you 'cause
yeah.
everyone
So
has a different idea of high
yes.
ticket.
Yeah. So for me, I have a $6,500 and a $10,000 offer.
Okay. Okay. What can people afford? Regardless of their economic status. What can people afford?
I mean, if they did my $6,500 package, which is the core offer, and the speakers that I typically work with are making at least 10K per keynote.
Oh, so
They
one keynote
book
way for
one
the
keynote and
service.
it's done. Everything off that is gravy.
Okay.
Every additional online course sale, book sale, consulting gig, and anything beyond that, just additional.
Have you asked them for the sale? It sounds like a stupid question, right?
No, it's not a stupid question at all. So like I have in different circumstances. When I used to do my free strategy sessions, it was a 45-minute call and I go through things with people. And if it seemed like they were in the right space for it, then yeah, I would ask, do you want to move forward with this? But sometimes it would just like I could tell it was like, yeah, this isn't but that was also me not having filtered the lead before even coming on the call. And so even there, I like started asking more questions within the Calendly invitation
Mhm.
that would kind of filter people out, like self filter out. And now I've changed it to I do 15-minute fit calls. And
Okay.
so we just get on a call, 15 minutes, and I'm like, figure out if we're even a fit to work together. And then I invite them to the 497 offer because then if they want to do a done for you services after that, that's just credited. And so it's not like an additional thing. Then I still make a sale. Um, so that part is still new. So I haven't experimented with as much. And I wonder how that could play out for the people who would more likely be able to afford my services.
Okay.
Yeah. And I'm like, you thought of
I
something after that.
I did. Let's circle back a little
Yep.
bit because I want to make sure that you're receiving what you'd like to receive from today. So
Mhm.
we talked about your service, what you should offer, who you're offering it for, what problems they're struggling with. Where are you in this conversation?
And
What's really coming forward?
am I even focusing on the right thing? I think I need to go back to kind of some roots, I guess I could say, of more traditional outreach for these kind of services rather than figuring out, "Oh, I just need a new offer."
You know what I'm hearing?
Mm.
I'm hearing I need to go back to the drawing board. I need to do more research. I need to vet or validate
No, I
some
wouldn't say that. I
things.
wouldn't say
Okay.
that. No,
Okay.
I need to take more action on what I did in the past.
Okay.
Because with doing my first year of school again, I just didn't have time for a lot of that. And so I think I need to get back to having more outreach, having more coffee chats. Yeah. I know I don't need to research more. Oh God. I love business, so I read tons of books and stuff, but I don't need to like look for more strategies. My like default mode is like if something's not going how I want it to, rather than fix what I'm trying to do, I'm like, oh, they just don't want that. I need to figure out another way. And I think there's some. Well, then we get that's a whole nother podcast, money mindset stuff behind this stuff.
Yeah, that's a
But
whole podcast.
like I kind of get in this mode of like, well, I need to make money because I need my business to sustain. Do I need to create a lower ticket offer to at least get something in the door? Or what we're leaning towards now is all that energy that I'm expending thinking about that, just do what I was doing before, but continue to maybe refine the sales strategies with it and the sales conversations.
Okay. In what ways do you envision revising your sales strategies?
I think reminding myself of like the investment piece. I don't know what anyone's budget is. I don't know what anyone wants to invest. Like I said, I've invested like thousands of dollars into different things. I just need to believe that if someone is ready and willing, I can't disqualify them myself in my own mind.
Very good.
And so letting them be the ones to say no rather than me saying no for them before they've even had a chance. Because I believe mindset things are huge. But we all have our own mindset patterns that get in our own way. And so instead of running away and just creating new things, work on what you got going on and beat into it until it's really not going to work. Wait till it's really disproven. In my gut, I'm like, I still don't have a disproven offer or anything, because every time I talk to especially speakers, since that's who I mostly work with, there's no one else that I've met that strictly does email marketing for speakers.
I've only met one or two.
Yeah, there's other people that will do it for multiple audiences, or they do email and social media and something else. And for me, it's like I'm honing in on the specific skill sets. And so own it.
Own it.
Mhm.
Easier said than done.
Yes, it is.
Can I share something that I've learned and that I also potentially struggle with that might
Yeah.
be helpful for you to hear
Mhm.
as well? So I think what we tend to do when we enter a sales conversation, I include myself in this, is we go for the low-hanging fruit. What is the most likely yes in this conversation? But what I heard from a salesperson recently is forget that. Always start with your highest price offer first.
Mhm.
So if you have someone who's there and says, I'm interested, tell me more about email marketing, tell me more about what I'm doing wrong. I did this call with you, this fit call. I like you. I like what you're doing. What are you proposing to them straight off the bat?
Yeah, my first thing is let's get on the 90-minute call. And so it's called the email revenue roadmap. And I'll create the strategy just like I would for any other client for you. And we can figure out what your problems are in your business and the specific things that we need to do to address them.
That's your $497 offer?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
What would be an even bigger win than that for you? You have someone who already likes you, wants to work with you, says, okay, cool. I don't need any more proof. I want to work with you. What are you offering at that point?
So first thing, same thing, we create the strategy. And from there, we have intensive, and depending on which one they're wanting to do, say a 3-day intensive, and we're going to get your whole lead magnet and email automation system set up. Let's find a date on the calendar that works.
Why wouldn't you offer your $10,000 premium first?
Well, that one I'm kind of debating if I want to keep on, just because, so the thing that makes it the higher package is I add 12 evergreen emails, so people don't have to worry about having a newsletter with it. But that's going to take 5 days, and I'm thinking about how much time I have in my schedule in the Jenga. In 3 days, it's a little bit easier to move things around with rather than 5 days.
So it's a capacity thing.
It's a
for you.
capacity thing. My goal is for my business to become an agency where I have writers and I have account managers and I'm the one more managing everything rather than being in the day-to-day execution. And that's where I would have that 5-day.
Okay.
And so that's my only hesitation with that. But honestly, right now I could offer that 10,000 because right now in this moment in time, I do have the capacity. And so that way they get set up with their email lead magnet, they have the automation, and then the third part of my AttractCycle framework is continuing the conversation. And so I take care of that for them right there with that additional 12 emails.
I think what I hear here
Mhm.
is a stepping stone. We start with this thing, and then we go to this thing, and we go to this thing. What if someone wants to go straight to the top of the pyramid? Will you give them an opportunity to do that? Because I'm not
I
hearing
think
that
I
yet.
need to.
I'm not hearing it
Yeah,
yet.
I think I need to.
What if they're like, shoot, I have a
And just
$10,000 gig next week. I want your premium.
yeah, just wait for them to say, actually,
Nobody's going to tell you that on a call, by the way.
just wait for them to say no and then offer them the next thing.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yeah. So that's called priming or positioning. If
Okay.
you start with
Yeah,
a
yeah.
premium service and they're like, sorry, it's not going to work for me. I mean, only if it works within your capacity. If you're beyond capacity, of course, you're not going to take
Yeah.
on those kinds of clients. But if you offer that and they say, nah, it's not a fit for me or it's out of my budget, then you can step down, but you can't step up. You can't go from a
Yeah.
$497 to a $10,000 offer. So how would that feel for you to switch that order?
That makes sense.
It makes sense, but how does it feel?
No, it feels good.
Oh,
It feels good to make that. I think I tend to discount myself in some of those ways. Well, the big thing that I do is I think too far ahead. I solve problems that aren't there. And so this has helped me come back and be in the present. And it's like, is it a problem right now? No. So just work with it.
well, I'm glad there was some awarenesses here today for you,
Mhm.
Sebastian. If you were to take one action step that you want to take forward from this conversation, what might that be?
Yeah. I think the action step is get back to the foundations because I think that's what I've been straying away from and work at it until it's not working anymore. And so
Keep working at it.
the market will tell you if it's really not working. With the effort that I've put in, the market hasn't told me that. I need to put in more effort. And once I maximize my effort and then the market still says no, that's when it's time to move on.
Okay. It sounds like you know what comes next, which is
Yeah.
exciting. Thank you for joining me on Mic Drop Mindset today. It's been a pleasure learning more about your journey. We've interacted so many times over the
Mhm.
past few years. It's been a pleasure getting to
Yeah.
know more about you and your business model. I look forward to seeing what comes forward from this conversation.
Oh, me
So,
too.
in the meanwhile, folks who are listening, please make sure you check out the show notes in the description. Visit his website. Where can we find you?
Yeah, so the website is Dziuk Studios. You can see it right on here, DZIUK Otherwise, you can find me on LinkedIn. I'm pretty active on LinkedIn, Sebastian Dziuk, and I'm sure that'll be in the show notes for you too. Or just find Jenn. We're connected.
Yes, I'm happy to make an introduction, but thank you so much for being here in the podcast today.
Yeah, thanks, Jenn. Appreciate it.
Thank you for tuning in to Mic Drop Mindset. If you enjoyed today's episode, please take a moment to leave a review on Spotify, Apple, or share a comment over on YouTube. Stay tuned for bi-weekly episodes and subscribe to discover your own unique mic drop moments. Leaders don't just talk, they also listen. I'm listening. I'll see you on your next stage. In the meanwhile, don't forget to visit my website, Jenn with 2 N's, spingo.com.